All right, welcome back. We're in the middle of our series of how the psychology of singing, the psychology of being a singer, how to be a singer. And this one I'm calling information versus transformation. Okay? There's a lot of information out there, as you know. I mean, we live in what they're calling the information age, so that's kind of obvious. I mean, on the internet, you can literally search anything and figure out anything, and there'll be more content than you can even imagine. It is just crazy how much is out there, and one of the difficulties I find with a lot of my students, even with myself, and a lot of people I know, a lot of my own clients, is that there's so much information that they feel like they need to just continue to get information and get information and get information in order to be masterful at something. Because we know that in order to make money or to be successful or whatever it is, there needs to be a certain level of mastery of something. And a lot of that has to do with reading books or watching videos or getting information. Absolutely. Here's the distinction I want to make. And when I say distinction, I mean we can go one way and get one result, or we can go another way and get another result. So that's what I mean by distinction. So the distinction here is information versus transformation. What I want for you, and I would venture to guess what you want for you, is a transformation in your voice. Okay? So if you don't sing very well today, which I've been there, I was a terrible singer. If you don't sing very well today, you want transformation. And part of you is like, oh, if I can just get information. Like people go through my course, and, my primary course is an 8-week course, and I have all these other mini courses and a vocal coaching club with 60 more. I have like all this content, which again, it's great. I think content is great and information is great. But what people do is they'll just watch it, and then they'll be like, well, my voice didn't get any better. And that's insane to me, because there wasn't the application of that information. That's where the transformation comes. It comes with applying, because you could take a very small amount of information and really directly apply it to your life today, and there could be a pretty massive shift of transformation in your life. Or you can get 100 times that information and not apply any of it and have little to no, there'll be a little bit of shift in your life, but little to no transformation when it's not actually applied and done. So, having said that, it goes back to something I was saying in one of the first videos, the idea of like having a dream and I wish I could do that, or I hope I don't do that, I hope I could do that, or I hope this doesn't happen, whatever that is. None of that leads to a successful career as a singer, a successful career as anything. It's success in money. But what does is taking something and applying the principles and allowing the transformation to happen. And that goes to something that none of us like to hear, and that's discipline. Hard work. And that's just part of it. I mean, there's a certain amount of hard work, and I shouldn't even put the word hard work on it, because even that hard work, it's got the language of something that you don't want to do. But the things that you love to do, like I love singing, I love acting, I love coaching. There are a lot of things that I really just enjoy doing, and I spend hours and hours and hours doing it, but I don't feel like it's hard work. But there is work involved, and there's a certain amount of discipline, there's a certain amount of like carving other things out of my life in order to be able to do those things that I really like and spend the time doing that, so I can get a certain level of mastery on it. In fact, one of the things I say a lot is good is the enemy of the great. Good is the enemy of great. So there are all these good things we're bombarded with all the time. Friends are calling and texting and this thing on the internet, and we're being advertised this, and here's an opportunity, I can go there. There's so many good things in life that we can spend our time doing, but good is the enemy of the great. Once you decide what it is that you really want to do and have mastery over and have success in, you have to, like a warrior, carve out time and say no to all these good things so that the great thing can be focused on, and the work can go in that direction, again, so you can get a certain amount of mastery in that area. There's a guy who wrote a book called Take the Stairs, or Taking the Stairs. His name is Rory Vaden, and he says something that's, I think, is really poignant for this, or it's important for kind of what we're saying. It makes sense. He says that hard work always pays off. You always get paid for hard work. Sometimes now, often later, always eventually. Okay, so let me say that again. We always get paid for hard work. Whatever we do and we really put our time and effort and focus in, it will always pay off. Sometimes now, not usually, often later, that's more likely, but always eventually. So as we're investing in something, we're investing in singing, we want mastery over the singing, just understanding and remembering the fact that this is going to pay off. Just because nothing changed in a day or in 2 days or 5 days, all that work that you're putting in is leading toward a future worth having, a future that you want, a future that you've declared and that you're creating in the now so that you can have a future that is different from the future you have now and what you would say is closer to the things that you want in life. Okay, so that's kind of the hard work thing. So the action, again, you've heard me say this before, but what is the smallest possible step that you can do now? Because what happens when we start the hard work and the focus in this area, what it does is it puts us on the path. The problem almost always isn't that, oh, well, people were focused for a really long time and nothing ever happened. It's that, oh, they were focused for a while and they got discouraged and then they're off the path for a long time, and then they kind of dabbled back in, and they're off the path for a long time. That's usually the case. But if we can just do small steps daily, and stay on that path, just get that little 3-minute action to get us on that path and stay on that path, then future success is just right around the corner. Make your dream a part of your day, not a part of your future. That makes sense? So I've got this dream out in the future. I want to be on American Idol, or I want to be on The Voice, or I want to, whatever it is that your goal is, don't make that something you want in the future. Create that future today. Make your future part of your day today. Get some type of system where it says, 20 minutes a day, I'm going to do this. 5 minutes a day, I'm going to do vocal exercise. If you're part of Superior Singing Method, I'm going to go on there. I'm going to log on. I'm going to watch. You're going to watch the video for 5 minutes. You're going to do the 3 to 5, 10-minute vocal thing, and then you're just done for the day. And call it success for the day. And you do that enough times over time, and success will be knocking at your door. When I mentioned this earlier in this video, is that when I first started singing, I can't even begin to tell you how bad it was. It was so bad. I remember singing if there were about 6 people and I was singing some songs, and just the look on their face when they were looking at me, it was like a look of horror. Like, it was just like, what does this guy think he's doing and why will he not shut up? And I think I was like 13 or something at the time. But I wanted to be a singer really badly. I didn't care that I wasn't born with a lot of talent. That's another thing, is a lot of students are like, oh, I wasn't born with a great voice. Well, nobody was, I wasn't born with all this talent. The fact is, it takes time and it takes work. And if it's something you want, you can have it. It's just a matter of how much do you want it? How much do you want to crank up your want enough to move toward it? So fast forward to today, and I've been singing professionally for years now. I can't even explain to you how simple singing is for me. Now, I don't say that as a brag. It's just so easy for me to sing well. It's so effortless. It's like breathing air. Again, that's not a brag. It's just, I just spent time over time. I didn't take these massive leaps or jumps, and I didn't have this huge superhero talent that you don't have. It wasn't any of that. Just like the tortoise and the hare, I was just like the tortoise, just working. And then I turned around and I was like, oh, I can sing really well now, and it's super easy. And that's totally possible for you too. So I say all that to say information versus transformation. Transformation happens when we get into action. Just watching these videos and going, oh, that was good content. That's good, but that's not where the actual transformation is going to happen and where you're going to actually gain mastery over this skill. And that's what I really want for you, because I want you to reach your dreams, and that's how you're going to reach your dreams. So believe in your bigness. There's more in you than you realize. Okay, if you want my #1 exercise and a lot of good techniques and a video that I prepared for you, click on this link right here. Or it's actually click on this little guy right here, but also the link below. And also subscribe if you haven't yet, to because I'm doing this whole psychology of singing thing, to know when the next video comes out. And then leave me a comment, because if you've seen the rest of these videos, you know that I'm writing a book, and I would love to just hear your thoughts on this content. It would really help me to be able to do this book in a way, write this book for a way that it would really serve you and serve people all over the world that want to be in a similar place that you want to be. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next episode.